OffBeat Sports Podcast presented by Celsius.
It's been a tale of two seasons for the Boston Celtics.
I probably aged about 10 years just from that series.
I'd probably compare myself to just a younger, smarter, more handsome, stronger Michael Jordan.
Let's go Celtics. Go Patriots.
These are guys who, when you give them a bowl of Cheerios in the morning, they finish every last drop of milk.
Absolute clown over here.
I'm ready when you are, baby.
Alrighty, everybody. Welcome back to the OffBeat Sports Podcast, where we're in the Christmas mood.
Have a hot, jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year.
You know what? We're feeling it. We're feeling it's Christmas spirit, right? Before we get into it, we're going to talk some around the New England sports, give you a whole update on everything. We can talk about some of the main topics, but before we get into it, let's open it up with some of our favorite Christmas songs. So, Harry, you got a favorite Christmas song?
Happy XMAS War is Over by John Lennon.
I was playing that when you were on the phone before. Yeah, I like that song. You know, that's Harry every time, man.
Bro, it brings me back to third grade music class.
Yeah, that's Harry every time he has to go to work. He's just like, oh my god.
No, it's funny that I picked that one. That's funny.
that had nothing to do with your military connection. You didn't put
None
that
at all. No,
You just went to it.
I just like that song. John Lennon's great.
As much as I hate Justin Bieber, that Mistletoe song he has is pretty good.
It is actually really good.
That's
I
a
actually
fun
really
one.
like that song.
Aiden, what do you got?
Bad. My favorite one, it's tough. I like so many, but I'll go with the underrated one here. Know what? The NSYNC Christmas album was really good. That came out about 20 or so years ago. One of my favorite songs off of that was "Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays." If you've heard
that
that,
is a good song.
That's a great song.
Yeah. I will say another banger is Baby It's Cold Outside, but not
I was just about to say that.
But hold on, not Michael Bublé, but Zooey Deschanel and Will Ferrell, that version from Elf.
Hold on, if you ignore the actual lyrics to that song, that's definitely a good one. There's this new Christmas movie. Hold on, let me find it. There's this new Christmas movie out where they changed the lyrics to it.
Change my lyrics so it's not so rapey.
You hear that?
Get this over with. Dad! Hit it.
I really can't stay.
No problem, there's the door.
Oh.
Got to go away.
I hear you. Say no more.
This evening has been
Totally consensual.
I was watching the movie and I just thought that was so funny. No, that's a good song. You just got to ignore the lyrics. It's another
Stay
good one.
tuned. Offbeat Christmas album. Stay tuned. Keep an eye on Apple Music.
We're gonna record it. We're gonna be like the Eagles.
The entire thing. They will be my background singers.
We're gonna be like the Eagles offensive line, aren't they? Putting out one. Is it Jason Kelsey and Larry Johnson? Yeah. Well, that'd be so funny. Most overrated song is that stupid Mariah Carey song.
All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Yeah, I hate that song.
You know she makes like a $250 million every 4 years off of that song.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. It's so overplayed.
It's nuts. She makes like 20 million a year off that song. Every single day, every single year.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get into sports because we are OffBeat Sports. Oh yeah, this episode is brought to you by
Sports.
Yeah, but we're in the Christmas mood. Figured we started off with a little icebreaker with that. But you know what? We're gonna start off with some Celtics. We're gonna start off on a positive note with some of the better teams in New England right now. Hot start. What are we, 20-5?
Huge start. Also, did you guys also see Kia's MVP ladders? December 2nd?
Tatum's first, right?
Tatum took over.
Brown's 10.
Baby's 10, yeah.
Yeah, we have two Celtics players in top 10. One of them number 1, and Jason Tatum's averaging 31.6, 8 and 4 across, and that's kind of nuts to think about the actual like power we have on our team to just watch him go out there and literally just control the court every night. It's kind of nuts.
We're playing great right now, dude. We're still playing without Robert Williams, and we're still playing fantastic. We have somebody out every night. We have somebody's not playing every night, and we're still putting up big numbers. The offense has been great. The defense is even starting to figure it out. We got Harry, who's frozen over here. We'll start calling him Elsa.
What?
Little joke. No, you're
I
good.
keep freezing.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh my god, I'm gonna smack my face.
It's the winter. It's the winter. It's bound to
It's
happen.
so cold, you know.
Yeah.
I got a hoodie on inside.
Yeah. Hey, I just came off the tree lot. I'm selling Christmas trees. I'm in the Christmas mood.
Yeah, that was a
Feeling
shot at all
Celtics are on a
three of
hot
us.
start. We're killing it. My Celtics Santa hat. I threw the headphones over
My
it.
Celtics regular hat.
Aiden's wearing blue. Same thing.
Yeah, it's Patriots.
He's got the green wall. He's got the green wall in the background.
Yeah,
He's,
yeah.
he's
Guys,
good.
just a little green screen. We'll put some nice decorations in the background.
He's just waiting for the Patriots segment. So he's like, I wore the sweatshirt today for it.
But no, I mean, Missoula, I think he's the head coach of the year favorite right now, which obviously he should be.
Oh yeah,
Which
I
is-
mean,
He's
Ime Udoka kind of unlocked the defense for them last year, but Missoula's taken the offense to a whole new level this year. That they look unstoppable when they're making baskets, drive and kick. Like I don't think any team can beat them when they do that.
they're getting open shots. It's not like they're like just hitting tough shots. They're getting like wide open looks, great looks, and like people are like they're shooting three at a historical rate. Yeah, but if you're wide open and you're shooting like 43s a game, you're bound to hit over 50% because they're all so open. Like, and then you have Tatum hitting tough shots, obviously. But like, yeah, everyone's talking about Missoula's offensive game plan, but the defense is starting to come into its own. They're starting to rise up in the defensive rankings as well. I know they had a tough start to the year defensively, but they're starting to figure it out on defense as well. And I think once Rob Will comes back, he's going to add a whole new dimension to that defense. That's going to increase it as well, and the offense, because you're going to have that lob threat.
I really like the comfortability we have with Blake Griffin right now. Just simply a guy who we can rely on when we need him to start and actually play, and then a guy who's perfectly fine with not leaving the bench for an entire day.
I saw a tweet that said like the Celtics are like the only team in the league right now that can like not play Blake Griffin for like 2 weeks and then pull him out of his cryo chamber like once a week and have him start and play well.
It says he said it's great to be out there, but my role here is to do exactly what asked. Just be ready. It's always great to be out there. I always want to be out there. We have the luxury of having so many great players and guys on the bench who can play a lot of minutes for other teams.
Ring at this point.
Yeah, he's like, but sometimes you got to sacrifice things to be on a team like this. He knows how good the team is. He's like, you know what? I'm just happy I'm here. Like I've played for this.
I mean,
he is surprisingly enough.
The Nets played a tribute video for him, and he played 1 year there. Clearly, he has an impact on every franchise he plays.
He's just he's good guy Griffin. That's literally all it is.
Yeah,
I think he's huge with center depth too, right? Because we get Rob back. A very underrated aspect of Rob's game is his over-the-top threat, which has been missing from the Celtics this year. But when you have the luxury of a guy like Blake Griffin to play the third big behind Al Horford and Rob, like that's huge if he can produce like he has been.
And I'm actually going to stop you there because I think the third big is actually Luke Cornett, who's really stepped up, and he's been playing really well.
Agreed completely.
He's been playing really well defensively and offensively. He's filling a pretty good role. I still hate that stupid contest he does. Yes, sometimes it works because he's blocking the view of the hoop, but even when they miss, when he does that, he puts himself way out of position to get the rebound, which creates a lot of offensive rebound opportunities. But I won't go there. They're winning. But I kind of want to move on real quick to the Tatum MVP. Do we think he can actually win this? I think he can. It's just he has to sustain this for a whole season. And the MVP committee, whoever, like the media that picks it, they got to see like what he's doing, but also his impact on the team and how much they're winning. Because you can go with Luka, who's probably beating him statistically, but
Which he is.
But the Mavs aren't winning. The Mavs are 12-11. They're in the 9th seed. like we're 20-5 and in the first seed. That's got to have some kind of impact. So I'm hoping they recognize that because they haven't necessarily in the past. So I'm hoping that it does get taken into consideration because he
I
does
think
deserve it with a
I think
tearing
I think
arm now.
I think Tatum definitely has a large shot at like getting it, purely because of what you just said. I don't think it's as much of a worry anymore, because we kind of see that right now. If you've looked at Kia's MVP rankings, not only is Tatum first, but Luka's tied for second.
Yeah, but you
With
see a lot of fluctuation within that MVP ladder
yes,
throughout the
yes, and
season.
you do. But what I want to put a point to is he's tied with Nikola Jokic, which I mean, it's Jokic. It's the Joker. He's good at basketball, but he's averaging not like fantastic numbers. The reason why they have him so high, he's got 23-9. He's got 23, 10, and 9, which is like that's huge to have 9 assists per game as a big man. But that's not like something to be like, wow. Like Russell Wilson did it for what, 4 years of his career, average triple
Russell
double.
Westbrook, not Russell
But
Wilson. Russell
I
Wilson.
do it all the time. They both suck.
Russell
Actually, no,
Wilson.
Russell Westbrook's doing a lot better right now, so I will give him the credit. But like, I mean, he's tied with Nikola Jokic, and Jokic is a guy that's doing pretty damn good on a team that doesn't have much, but actually helping the team win, getting the team to the 4th seed. Like Luka's going out and stat padding and sitting happy at 9 seed. Like that's not why we're like looking for most valuable player. He does so good in a team that doesn't fucking win games. Like nobody's gonna watch, nobody's gonna care. They're just gonna look at Luka Doncic highlights. But who's gonna sit down and watch a Mavs game?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I think
yeah,
um
Aiden, go ahead.
Tatum definitely has a chance, but you look at the three aspects of MVPs is winning a lot of games, putting up insane stats, and also having to play. You have to play a large part of the season. And I think that's what really has hurt, in particular, Joel Embiid the past couple of years. He just hasn't played enough games, but his stats have been there. And I mean, he's won enough games with the Sixers because I mean, I think the Nuggets are won around the amount that the Sixers did last year. So I think that if Tatum can play most of the season like he has throughout his career so far, and continues to average around 30 a game, makes his teammates better by playmaking, plays good defense, and the Celtics get a top 2 seed. I mean, I would think he'd be the MVP. He's the favorite right now, plus 280 over Giannis, who's plus 300, and Luka plus 310. So, I mean, he's trending that way for sure.
And just to
So-
conclude this, or Harry, go ahead, and then
Who just this is just a question. Who are our 5 losses?
it's the Bulls
Bulls
twice.
I know, and yeah, the Bulls
Heat
twice, the
once,
Heat once.
Heat once, Cavs twice.
Oh damn, yeah, that's right. Cavs kind of spanked us.
Yeah, but we were missing guys.
And it was
Yes,
an overtime both times though, right?
Yeah.
But
Never really spanked
but
them.
I do think a large part of what we have to point out as to why he's number one in the rankings and why Joe's probably going to get Coach of the Year, just from like looking at it right now, we're 800 in December. Like that's like 2016 Warriors good. That's 2016 2017
we're
Warriors
over a
good.
quarter away through the season. So
And we're 800 right now. 4-0 in our division. We've lost 5 in our conference. Haven't lost to the West once. I think it's a good look for Tatum so far and the Celtics as a whole.
this road trip they're coming up on is probably huge for us. We got the Suns,
Yes.
the Warriors, and then the Clippers, so that's pretty big. But just to conclude with Tatum, I think the biggest threat is Giannis because or as long as I think the Celtics or as Tatum keeps putting up similar stats and the Celtics stay above the Bucks in the rankings, I think he'll get it because if the Bucks are winning or are beating us in the standings and Giannis is putting up those better numbers, I think then Tatum gets concerned. I don't think Luke is all that much of a threat just because they're not winning games. Unless the Mavs really kick it into gear and start winning a ton of games, I think we're fine. But before we move on to the Bruins, I just want to real quick, I want to get you guys' opinion on this new trophy they announced today. It's for the best regular season record in the NBA. I'm trying to figure out what's called. It's called the Maurice Podoloff Trophy, which he was the first commissioner of the NBA, and it's for the team who gets the best record for the regular season. What do you guys think of this? Do you think this is something they should have, or do you think it's kind of just more of a participation bullshit kind of thing?
I think
I see a lot of up and down on like Twitter and Instagram and stuff.
I think
Yeah.
it's kind of just coach of the year for the team.
Well,
Yeah, I was gonna say that I think that it's very similar to I think it's the President's Trophy in the NHL, where whoever has in the NHL's points but wins the most games would get it, which I think is great, especially for teams
the
that
MLS has it
don't.
as well.
Yeah, teams that don't really win much. But you look at a team like the Boston Celtics, we don't celebrate regular season trophies. We celebrate banners up in the rafters. So
Yeah,
I mean, it's great. I mean,
talk to him.
kind of like
Talk to him,
the
Aiden. Talk to him.
kind of like the Eastern Conference Finals trophy that we got last year. Like, I mean, it's awesome, but like that's not the team's final goal, you know? Like
Mhm.
that's
Which I can
my
see.
take on it.
I actually like, as much as I agree with you there, I don't think it matters whether they win it or not. I do like the concept of a regular season like trophy like that, although it means nothing. I like the concept just because teams play 82 games. That's a lot of games. It's not like if it was like they did it in the NFL where they only played 16 games, I would be like, all right, like, but like an 82 game season is a long time. I think rewarding a team who kind of puts in the work night in, night out, because a lot of teams just kind of try and like coast in the regular season and just get to the playoffs. And this kind of encourages teams to try and win towards the end of the season when they might sit guys out. Like it just adds another dimension to it. I don't mind it, but I understand the criticism of it. And I this is not anyone's goal by any means, but I mean, if you go into a season, you win that award and you win an NBA Finals trophy, then you kind of you're like, oh, nice, we got 2 trophies. Like I think people would be disappointed if you didn't win both.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna win that many games in the regular season, the
You
fans
should
would
be winning the
expecting.
final.
You'd be expecting to win the finals that year. So
Mhm.
yeah, I agree with you on that, and also could kind of combat tanking a little bit. Like I would have liked to see them add an additional incentive, maybe like something for the playoffs in addition to winning the trophy. So that would really get teams to like stop sitting players and to really push for that the top overall team in the league. But
Which I actually think you are seeing them trying to keep people, because I know the Warriors, they went to New Orleans twice already, and they sat Curry, Clay, and Draymond in both of those games. And the NBA sent them a warning saying like you can't, because that's the only 2 times they go to New Orleans, and New Orleans fans were pissed because they go to those games buying them tickets thinking they're going to see those kind of guys, but then in both games they don't get to see them. So I think they're trying to keep people from like basically just having rest days, which you don't see the Celtics having a ton of rest days. Like Tatum's only missed 1 game. Brown misses one here and there if he's injured, but like Al Horford's really the only one who's getting rest, and those are only on back-to-backs, which he's old.
I think it's kind of hard to judge it based on that, because if you look at why we're not really getting rest days, it's because we're riding the heat right now. Like for the teams that started out like pretty poor, like the Warriors, they're going to like sit these games where it's like, hey, if we play them, we definitely could win. But if we don't play them, we wouldn't mind a loss either, because Victor Wembanyama. I think the Victor
but
effect.
the Warriors aren't going for the first overall pick.
Here's the thing: you don't know that the Warrior the Victor effect across the league is huge. It's absolutely huge. If you notice how many teams have actually like downgraded by
the Warriors' goal is another NBA title. You cannot tell me that Draymond Green is like one of the most competitive guys in the league is on board with tanking. That Warriors team's not tanking. They're all about winning. They're trying to win another one before they lose those guys, because I think this is the last year they have all those guys under contract, right? So
yeah, there's talk they could let Clay go or Draymond or at least one of them.
Yeah, they're going for.
Yeah, I don't think they would go for Wembanyama.
I'm not necessarily saying
what I could see them doing, however, is if they continue to lose games and they just can't get stuff right, if it's clear they're going to be a play-in team, but towards the end of the season, I could see them kind of resting guys more to maybe try it. But right now, I think they would be all in on winning, you would think, but I guess you never know.
Well, remember the course of this episode is a New England and Boston talk,
Yeah, so
and I
let's
think
move on.
we strayed a little away from that. So let's get to the Red Sox. How about we talk about them
Oh,
now?
Bruins are next.
Okay, never mind. The Bruins are
We're gonna go best to worst.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to get one of the bad ones out early, but hey, the Bruins. I know I'm not a huge hockey guy, but
Oh, yeah, I don't think any of us are.
it
But
it is genuinely nice to see that it's kind of looking like 2011, 2012 Bruins again.
yeah, I'd be
Just
damned if we didn't mention them.
I think I one of my favorite things come like winter season and like a little thereafter is actually watching like playoff hockey. Playoff hockey is one of the most entertaining sports there is. Just because of how on site it is and just aggressively that the teams play each other. It's like watching regular season football, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Playoff hockey is equivalent to me for regular season football. I can watch every single regular season football game, but if I see a playoff hockey game with the Bruins in it, I'm going to watch the whole thing. And I think it's going to be very comfortable and very fun for us Boston fans, and especially those who are still wicked attached to the Bruins, to see that we're like top of the food chain going into the playoffs. That's huge. And I think I'm genuinely gonna be watching like a good deal of hockey come like the next few months.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll admit I'm the biggest bandwagon Bruins fan there is. I'll watch the playoffs and root for them. I don't really watch the regular season, but I mean, they just lost their first home game, and we're like they're like almost they're a quarter way through the season, and they lost one home game. That's incredible, and like they're just on an absolute tear, and I think it's kind of cool to see. This is probably the last year you got all those like main guys like Bergeron, Marchand,
All
Pasternak,
the
those
OGs
guys,
from when we
Krejci,
started.
all those guys
Yeah.
together.
And
So it'd be kind of cool to go out with a bang.
And I think you look at the Bruins, a big reason for their success this year compared to last year, because I mean, you look at their roster, it's pretty much the same team with a couple additions here or there. But the biggest thing they've done is split up their lines. They used to have a big, powerful line, with Bergeron, Pasternak, Marchand, all these guys. But now they split it up. So you got Marchand, Bergeron on one line. You got Krejci and Pasternak on the other. Then you got Taylor Hall, Charlie Coyle on the last one. So it's really
Coyle,
like
the hometown hero.
you're getting beat in every line versus the other teams. The Bruins just have so much more depth than anybody else that the other team never really gets a break when they're out there. And you get great face-off guys like Bergeron, like Marchand, like those guys. They're always winning the face-off, so the Bruins have the puck constantly, and it's kind of hard to win against them if you never have the puck. So that's been a huge reason for their turnaround this season. They got to keep that up.
Yeah, and I mean, they're killing it right now. They gotta put together a whole season, and we'll see, because there is some older guys. So we'll see if there is a little bit of a drop off. But hey, keep killing it over there in the hockey world. I mean, we'll keep checking in.
I'm excited to see playoff Marchand.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah. I mean, it was a little concerning too at the beginning of the year, seeing their goalies being Swayman and Olmark, seeing like who's going to start, how's that going to work. But they've actually
Olmark's
done
been
really
great, right?
nice. They've
Great.
really done really good.
They've done
in
really
that
good
thus far.
Yeah,
So that's alleviated any concerns there were in the preseason.
yeah. So I don't want to harp on them too long, just because there is a lot going right, and I don't know enough. So the longer I talk about it, the more stupid I'll look. But let's move on to the Pats. We'll go. That's another team. That's another team in season right now. Ups and downs, like left and right.
left and right. Yeah,
Can't
it's
even,
bad.
like,
It's a roller coaster with them this year.
It hurts. It hurts.
First off, just want to preface this: Mac Jones, like, where is all this hate coming from? He's playing well the last few games, and people are trying to blame it on him and say, put in Zach. It is not Mac Jones' fault. If it seems like he snaps the ball and there's already defenders in the backfield coming at him. Like, that's not his fault. The play calling is not his fault. Like, if you could put him a solid line in front of him and get him some decent play calling, he'd be doing significantly better. And you can tell he's already taking care of the ball better. He's moving a little bit better. He's throwing the ball a little bit more accurately. You can see stuff like see positives that make that like if you know football, you should see these positives that like show it's not on Mac Jones. And like I can't believe we even have to argue that like he should be the starter over Zappy right now. He's playing well. It's just we're just not getting it done in the aspects like the offensive line and the play calling. And it's just aggravating to see him getting thrown under the bus when it's very clearly, very obviously not his fault. Like the dude is getting like hit and rushed left and right. Like, what is he supposed to do? And it drives me like up a wall when people are trying to blame Mac Jones for this. I'm like, it's not him. Anybody with a fucking brain should be able to see it's not him. Sorry, that's my response.
I mean, I agree with that. And for anybody who was watching our post game Instagram live a few days ago, we really touched upon, the fact that has Mac made some mistakes throughout the season, made some bad throws he shouldn't have gotten picked. Yes, every quarterback does. But that's not the reason why they're losing games. The reason they're losing games is the offensive line can't protect him, and Matt Patricia does not know how to call plays. Really, those are the two biggest facts. The defense people projected was going to drop off after losing J.C. Jackson, some other key guys, the Hightower.
I being one of them.
But yeah, I mean, everybody did, Harry. You're not alone. But the defense has been
That's the only thing that's keeping me attracted to the Patriots right now.
They've been solid. I mean, the defense has played way better than anybody thought they would, but the offense just has not clicked, unsurprisingly, under Patricia and Judge, and I just think they need change.
I was defending Patricia to be in the beginning, and now it's just I can't even find an excuse.
He can't call plays. He doesn't know how to call plays. He doesn't.
You could see hints of it. You could see hints of it at some points, and then just like sometimes it's just baffling. Like, I don't get why he's not running the stuff he ran with Zappy for Mac. Is there like something he has against Mac that he doesn't want to see? Like the shit he was running with Zappy was not that bad. That was a pretty good offensive play calling, and I can't even defend him anymore. It's like it's awful. Like I don't even know what to do.
See, I think a big part of it is
I think Belichick's just gonna take it over.
I think a big part of it is we've only allowed 226 points like so far this year, and that's the third least in the entire AFC right now. I'm not going to go through the whole league because I don't really care. We're looking at the AFC playoff picture, right? That's the third least in the AFC right now, and it's not great. Or sorry, fourth least. It's not great, but it's definitely a nice thing to see. Problem being is we've only put up 249, and all of our games seem like they have been like very easily winnable games, other than the Bills. That was
not even that game. If we had
We
just
were in
taken
it. We were
advantage
in
of
that
opportunities, like literally, like we let up 24 points to the Bills. That's pretty damn good. All you had to do was score a couple of times, and that missed field goal really hurt us.
Yes, it did.
We didn't and having to kick that field goal at the end instead of scoring a touchdown hurt us.
I think another huge hit. I think another huge hit.
changes we win that game. Sorry.
I think another huge hit was Hunter Henry, the catch that got called back. Us Patriots fans, we're gonna cry about that for a little bit. It would definitely feel a lot better. Yeah, it would definitely feel a lot better for us right now to have that win under our belt, but we don't. It sucks, it stings, it hurts, and I think we're all just kind of looking for, okay, who do we blame? I see people blaming Bill. I see people blaming Patricia. I see a lot of people blaming Mac. I see people blaming the O-line. Like, it's not necessarily who we blaming. It's they can't figure it out. I feel like our team just doesn't, or I'll say the offensive side of the ball, because the defense is working really well. I'd say the offensive side of the ball, including the sideline coaches and the actual players out there, don't really have the chemistry they need to be like having to work as a playoff team right now, because a lot of it is they're sitting there arguing with each other when coming off the field. I mean, you saw the frustration in Mac's voice, screaming, throw some passes. Like he's not being able to actually do anything because people are starting to lose trust in him. I think it's the lack of trust and the lack of confidence, and it's kind of creating a void in between everybody on the roster, which is
Yeah.
hurting us really bad.
Yeah, and I want to talk about this news story that I've been seeing and they've been talking about a lot. Do we think it's realistic Brady returns? Yes, no. What do we think?
No,
Just real
no.
quick, just
Well, actually, yeah, I do. I do think it is actually. In
how
light of what's
incredible that would
happened,
be. I honestly think we'd be a Super Bowl contender if Brady was
I
Brady,
I do.
Brady was our quarterback because
I
Brady would be in charge of the offense. Patricia would not. First of all, I don't even think Patricia would have been hired if it was Brady at quarterback. Second, I think even if he was the coordinator, Brady's still in control of those play calls. Brady calls the
Yes.
plays pretty much. Like, I mean, yeah, you have an offensive coordinator, but I think Brady has a huge influence. And
Yeah, I think
I
it's
don't think
real.
it's realistic, but that would be really cool.
Yeah, I think it is realistic. Seeing as the Bucks continue to struggle, and if you look at the teams in the league that would need Brady or it would be realistic for them, there aren't a whole lot. So I could see Bill looking at this year's team, maybe wanting to get Brady for a year or two, kind of have Mac learn under him. If he feels Brady is the better option, gets us closer to a Super Bowl. I mean, I don't see why not. And as you said, I agree with the fact that Patricia's definitely out if Brady comes back. Brady's gonna probably bring his own guys in, to be honest. He's
And-
gonna tell Bill, I want this offensive coordinator, I want this and this, or I don't think he
But
would come back.
but
if they
then
did.
then
And-
it begs then
and-
it begs the question. Then it begs the question if he walks and he's like, I want this guy, this guy, this guy, or I'm not coming. How long is he gonna be there for? And is Bill
He's
gonna
only gonna be
trust?
here for a couple of years.
I would say a year. I wouldn't say a couple. I would say
Look,
a year.
And we have a shit ton of cap space after the season.
So much money.
So first of all, we already have a lot of cap space. Plus, the cap space number I read today is going to be going up a bunch in like a month. So for next season, so we're going to have a crap ton of money to spend. So we're going to be able to take on his contract that he wants. So, which
We should just sign Vince Wilfork.
love it. If you don't know, I went to the Will Fork signing because Harry gave me tickets and I sent him one of the.
I gave him tickets to the
Thanks.
Hall of Fame signing.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I'm a good
But-
guy.
Let's move on to the last one.
Nice guys always finish.
Red
last.
Sox. We'll talk about real quick because again, don't want to make myself sound stupid, but I watched a bunch of Sox game last year because I want to start talking about them. Xander Bogaerts. I mean, will he return? Will he not? Will the Red Sox pay him? Will they not? That's the big question. To be or not to be? We shall see. But for me, I think they gotta resign him. The amount of first of all, they were at a record low attendance this year. Like, if they want to put people in the seats, they better be bringing back a fan favorite in Xander Bogaerts. And I think it was huge for the Sox that the Phillies signed Trey Turner, shortstop from the Dodgers, which was definitely the leader to get Bogaerts. So now I think the Red Sox might be back in the lead for him, and I'm really hoping they do because he had a great year hitting the ball. I mean,
what Ortiz said
didn't he
as
win
well.
the Silver Slugger? He won the Silver Slugger, right?
Yeah, he did.
Like you gotta bring him back, not just because of how well he played, but because definitely because of how well he played, but like just because of how like he came up in your system, like, and he's a talented player. That's the goal, isn't it? Like, to be able to develop guys in your system and bring them up all the way through until they're big contracts and sign them to those contracts because you did develop. Why let somebody else reap the benefits of a player you developed? Use him. Like, you can easily get him on board. And we have one of the biggest caps in baseball because we're such a popular market. Like, you got to bring him back. You really do. And I'd hate to see it because as it is, like, people are you're struggling to put people in the seats. You need a guy like a fan favorite like that, and with him and Devers and maybe even one more guy to sign to really get people back to baseball. But that's just me. I think the Red Sox will do it. As much as I don't have faith in Heim Bloom, I think they'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, it is very frustrating, I will say, watching a big market team like the Red Sox continuously not pay players large contracts and let homegrown prospects like Mookie Betts
Don't let the Mookie
walk
Betts
out the door.
again.
And I think they learned from that. And so I think they will end up signing Xander, especially considering the Phillies with Dave Dombrowski already made their choice on a shortstop. But I mean, we're not out of the woods yet by any measure. I mean, you look at teams out there like the Cubs are interested in him. The Padres are probably the next top suitor after the Red Sox. So they still got to close the deal. But
And if the Twins can't get Correa back, then they might.
yeah, them too. But I mean, they had the Red Sox GM on today, and he said that signing Xander is the number one priority. So at least that shows him publicly that the Red Sox are definitely still interested.
And
So I think a deal gets done. I think a deal gets done. But
did
yeah,
you
it's
also
so
see?
important.
Did you also see how they're trying to get Christian Vasquez back as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aiden was talking about that before we
Yeah.
started recording. I honestly, that's what I predicted. I was talking to Mikey, who was our baseball guy at Offbeat. When they traded him, I said he's coming right back. He's a free agent after. I think they were just like, go win a ring. We'll take you back after. He's playing. He was hitting the ball really well for us. I wouldn't be surprised. You need a catcher. You could probably get him fairly cheap. Probably won't have to pay him a crap ton, but I mean, and you got a couple prospects in return. Well, I think they'll probably sign him back. I would be very surprised if they didn't.
Now, call me crazy, but you were saying how we were at a record low in money at games this year?
Yeah, record low ticket sales.
Ticket sales. I think it wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt to hop in this Judge race.
Oh, they should be in that. I don't
know why we're not. I don't know why we're not. Just to put an offer out.
No, I'm sure they've been reading into it, and I would be if they aren't, then they're stupid. I mean, every team in the MLB should be making an offer. To be honest with you,
I think the only reason
if you're gonna pay Bogarts and you got to pay Devers this season as well, like this offseason as well.
I wouldn't mind losing Bogarts if it meant we get Aaron, or if it meant we have a better chance of getting Judge.
Yeah, but you better guarantee you're getting Judge if you're not going to get Bogarts.
Even then.
Dude, you'd rather give up Bogarts just as for a chance at Judge?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
I think you got to make sure you have a guarantee from Judge that you got him before you let.
A report just came out a day ago from Mass Live saying that the Red Sox have been in touch with Aaron Judge and his camp about a possible deal, but they're not considered among the most serious suitors. So
the Giants right now are.
Which all teams, I agree, definitely should make an offer, right? I mean, at least see if he'd have any interest in coming on that contract you'd provide him. He's just that good. But it doesn't look like he'll be playing at Fenway next spring.
We'll see. But there's flips that happen all the time. You never know. But I mean, that's all I got. We started off with some Christmas stuff. Let's wrap it up with some Christmas stuff. What are some
favorite Christmas movie?
Favorite Christmas movie. Let's do that.
Elf.
Elf? Is that your favorite?
Elf, 100%. If your answer isn't Elf, you're wrong. Or if you're one of those people that doesn't like Elf, you should highly reconsider your lifestyle choices.
Aiden?
This is tough. Elf is definitely up there, but just because Harry already said it, I'm gonna go with Home Alone.
Oh, that's a good one.
Good one.
Elf is probably my favorite, but just to show something different, I also really like
Santa.
What?
Bad Santa.
No, I really like It's a Wonderful Life. I'm a big fan of that movie. I just think it's a classic. I like classic movies. I'm a big classic movie guy. So I like It's a Wonderful Life. I think it's a really good one. But yeah, Elf's obviously I feel like one of the top number one. But yeah, I mean, it's a classic. Will Ferrell, so freaking funny. He is so funny.
I like Just Friends too. It's technically a Christmas movie.
Oh, it's a Ryan Reynolds one, right?
Yeah, I like that movie.
I like the Muppets Christmas Carol.
Shut up. I think that's a good place to end the episode. Everybody.
No, hold on. I love this movie, and it's so underrated. The Santa Claus with Tim Allen. I love that whole movie series.
What about the movie? What about the movie where it's like the older kid, it's like the son and the daughter and the mom, the dad died. and like the son and the daughter are like beefing, like they're arguing with each other, and then Santa just picks them up, and like they go around, they're like running away from cops and everything together. Oh God, it's a great movie.
I have no idea
Hold
what.
on, hold on, hold on. It's the little girl has a camera and she records the whole thing like while they're doing it. And she's like, "Well, guess what? I got the camera." Like once Santa finally drops him off at the end of the movie, she's like, "I got the camera," and then pulls it out and the film's not there. And then after everything's done, the movie ends with Santa back home and Mrs. Claus comes home. She's like, "I heard you were naughty today." He's like, "Oh no, 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 I didn't do nothing." And she's like, "Well, do you want to go watch a movie?" He's like, "I think I got a pretty good one." Then pulls it out and it's the clip, like it's the whole video she took of everything.
So their parents died.
The dad died. Dad died. Dad is dead. And the son wished to see his dad for Christmas, but the son was being a little shit throughout the year, so he was on the naughty list. And the son wanted to see his dad for Christmas, and then at the end of the movie, um, he gets like Santa gives them each like gifts especially for them from Santa, and Santa like wrote him back a letter. He's like, he's like, "I can't give you your wish. I can't grant your wish. It's out of my power to do so. But
I have
hopefully this
no
works."
idea what movie you're talking about.
He gives him an ornament. The kid puts the ornament on the tree, and then when he looks in the ornament, his dad shows up and goes, "I'm proud of you." And he goes, "I'm proud of you." And the dad goes away. Good
Literally,
movie.
that does not like even ring a bell.
Well, it's a good movie.
You have
In case
no
you're
idea what
wondering.
it is. It the Christmas Chronicles? Does it have Kurt Russell in it? Is he Kurt Russell as Santa? I don't know. I'm just looking it up.
I think that's literally it. Yeah.
Yeah, I have never heard of that. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the movie. That's the movie.
yeah.
Good movie. Good movie.
Never heard of it, but I'll check
I
it
just
out.
watched it recently on Netflix. That's why it was in my mind.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll probably do a couple more episodes before Christmas, but we'll keep a little Christmas theme going for the month of December, right? Why not? But thanks everyone for watching. I know this was kind of a long one, but we wanted to do a little New England sports update for you. So, thanks for watching and listening. Be sure to check us out on Instagram at OffBeat_sports. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, OffBeat Sports, and follow us on TikTok. Follow Harry on TikTok at OffBeat Sports. He's going to be doing a nice little Christmas special for you guys on there, a nice series. So go check him out. And yeah, thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you next time on OffBeat Sports.
Call them all Texans.